What is up, guys, and welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this podversation. All right, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, honestly, because when it comes to Cardi B and her marriage, it's her business that unfortunately she's on a number of occasions bringing to the public. And it's been more than a few times that she has either said she was getting a divorce, that she's separated, that she's been single for a minute now. And it's going to be what it's going to be. And I already came to the resolve years ago that unless there was a finalized divorce, I don't really want to hear anything more about the two of these people and their marriage, because what they choose to get into, get out of, deal with, put up with, go through, all of the good stuff, it's their personal business. But she goes through stuff, and the internet, her social media platform, is like her public diary. And she will get on there and vent, and all the followers, the haters, the lovers, whoever, they all are privy to her personal feelings that she's putting out there. But it's usually just a momentary feeling, because 1 minute she's up and the next minute she's down. 1 minute she's in, the next minute she's out. And then there are other times where she's blaming her fans, crashing out on social media, and those fans who want her music, she will blame them and say, yeah, see, you all do this and you all do that. And so for those reasons, I'm not going to put out an album to share. And it's like, okay, girl, I'm just saying. But here's the thing. Someone sent me some things, and they're, wondering, is she pregnant with her third child? I don't know. If she is, and she's going to have another baby with her husband, kudos, congratulations. I did see a social media post where she said that she was ready for her third baby. I can quite honestly see her wanting that. And here's what I'm going to say when it comes to this. Because I did a podversation last year sometime, and if I can find the video link, I'll put it in the description box. So if you'd like to check it out, you can listen to it. Because it's podcast style. But I shared my thoughts on Cardi B and her marriage, and one of the things that I feel she holds dear, and not saying that African Americans don't hold family dear. That's not what I'm saying. But she may be called black, but the truth of the matter is she is Hispanic. Okay? When it comes to the census, when it comes to the boxes that you check off when you're filling out applications and they ask you, are you black, Hispanic? Like, she would be considered Hispanic. She would not be considered African American, okay? So with that being said, people just need to be honest. You can say she's black. You can even say she has the right to use the N-word if she wants to because she's black. I'm not getting into all of those semantics about that type of stuff right now. But what I want to say to this is that in the Hispanic community, you are hard-pressed to see anyone in that community where the women have multiple children by multiple men. I'm not saying that it's okay for women in the African American community to do that, but I talked about this before. I'm not blaming women for those circumstances happening. We all have choices and decisions in life. We all make decisions and choices. I'm not going to say mistakes, because mistakes are writing the wrong date on a check. That's a mistake. Having sex with someone unprotected, protected, and the protection didn't work. You're not married to them. You're not in a committed relationship with somebody you just met, or somebody that you just knew for a little bit, or you were just hooking up, whatever, and then a baby comes from it. Listen, make the best out of the situation if you can, but those are choices and decisions that people make. And to do it multiple times with multiple different people, and you have multiple children and they have multiple fathers, again, not blaming the women, But I'm just saying it is a statistic that you see more in the African American community than you do in the Hispanic communities. So with that being said, Cardi B being Hispanic, Afro-Latina, if you want to call her that too, it is what it is. You don't see a lot of that. You don't see a lot of the women in those communities where they have multiple children and the children don't have the same fathers. They may be in terrible relationships. I'm not here to say that the relationships are great and the men are upstanding individuals and they're better than black men. I'm not saying any of those things, but we just have to be honest when it comes to the statistics. You don't really see a lot of that. So I'm not surprised if Cardi B wants another child. She's married. And if she wants multiple children, she would more likely than not continue to have children with the man that she's married to versus getting out of that marriage and just being with somebody else and having another baby, because she more likely than not, because of what you see more in the community, would rather have all of the children have the same fathers. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking that. I actually think that it's great to have your children all have the same parents if that can happen, if that can work out. I'm not saying that you should force it. If you're in a terrible relationship, I don't think you should be having children. That's honestly how I feel about it. But there's some people that don't think that way. They don't consider all of the dynamics of the household, the relationship, the ups and downs. We've seen Cardi B crash out on social media a number of occasions. And even though she has access, she has money, and she has help, assistance, nannies, family, and all of that good stuff, she seems to be a woman that really is in her children's lives. So it cannot be very healthy if you are crashing out like that on social media and you have 2 children already and then you want to have a third. I'm just saying, but again, not my body, not my choice. So it has nothing to do with me. But I just wanted to share my thoughts on it briefly. Like I said, I did talk about this before and I had a little pushback, but it's fine because I'm not here to make anyone believe the way I believe or see things the way that I see it. And unfortunately, sometimes, or a lot of times these days, especially when you share actual facts, people get upset about that. We live in a time, like the Bible says, where people will call right wrong and wrong right. So that's why I don't spend my time going back and forth with anybody. You can believe however you want to believe. What that old saying is, or not even an old saying, but the saying is now, what you eat doesn't make me bleep. So there's that. But yeah, if she is expecting another baby with her husband, I am not surprised. If she is, congratulations. But if that is something that she wanted, I could see why she would choose to just stay with her husband and have all of her children have the same father, because it is definitely something that you see a whole lot more in the Latino community and the Hispanic community than you do in the African American community. I think it's great when you plan, families, like plan it versus whoops, another whoops, another mama's baby, papa's maybe, but if she's planning and planned this and she planned to have a baby with her husband, it's not a crime. Her husband might not be worth, a damn in terms of how he treats her as a wife, but that's the man she chose to be with and that's her husband. So there's that. But yeah, like I said, I'm not shocked if she is pregnant. Some people want to know, well, why would she have a baby with him? It's her husband. And if she wanted to have another baby, listen, that she would do that, I believe, before she would get with somebody else and have another baby, because ultimately that's what she would prefer. Just keep them all in the same gene pool with same mom and same dad. So if you just look back on it, the fact that she married this man, a lot of people saw her as one way. And even though she may have had those ways that people saw about her, it was more of a surprise and a shock to people to see that she got married versus this is just somebody that knocked her up and they're having a baby together. no, I really do believe that in spite of how she may go off on people, how her mouth may work, you know, how she may just do the majority of her music is just about sex and the body and that type of superficial bullcrap. Ultimately, I do believe that she holds those family values that come from her, for her heritage, her nationality, her, you know what I mean? Being Hispanic. And that, again, is not a knock to African Americans. I'm not saying anything negative about them, but I'm just speaking statistics wise, and you just really don't see that. And I've had conversations with people about this too, and when I say that, they're like, you know something, you really don't see a whole lot of that. So listen, I just wanted to share my thoughts because I was asked about it, and there it is. So you're free to share your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for being here, liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye. Don't wanna do it.